Hello YouTubers. So today I would like to show you what I eat first thing in the morning. A lot of people, they eat the typical cereal, toast, bacon and eggs. But for me, I like to keep it light with fruit. Fruit, I find it to be very cleansing. And I know that some people who are on Candida cleanses, it is recommended to stay away from fruit because of the sugars, but for me, I'm doing my own Candida cleanse, and fruit is good because it helps me go to the bathroom, and it's more important to eliminate than it is to even put nutrients into the bodies. So let me show you what I do first thing in the morning. This here is what I call my coconut probiotic. I made this by taking a young coconut, and I take out the juice along with, I take the back of the spoon and I scrape out all the meat. So I take the juice and the coconut meat, I blend it up till it becomes like a thick yogurt liquid like consistency, and then what I do after that is I add some probiotics. So you don't want to put the probiotics into the blender. I see some YouTubers doing that, and the thing is, it's because you don't want metal to touch the probiotics. Now the other thing is that you don't want to use just any probiotics. I've tried several types of probiotics, making this coconut probiotic drink, and I went to the pharmacy, got the probiotic pills there. I've tried several of them and it didn't work. It became like it didn't taste right. And then because I'm cheap, I also tried the yogurt, the powder that gets a yogurt kick started, and that also didn't work. It just tasted wrong. So what I did was I eventually went to the health food store, and in the refrigerated section I found this to be only like I think I got it for $10, $10 or $12, but it was on sale, and it has 12 strains. And then what I did was I after I blended it, okay, so this here is about 2 to 3 young coconuts. I usually make several jars of this. I go crazy because it's a lot of work. I sterilize the jars, and after I sterilize the jars, I blend the coconut, I put it in here, and then I take 8 pills. I take out the gel coating, that cellulose coating, and then I pour in the powder in here. I shake it, and then I let it stand outside for about 4 to 6 hours, and then after that I put it into the fridge. And when you take young coconut, it like it's not sweet, it's not aromatic, but for some reason when you put these both together and then you let it ferment, this becomes very sweet and aromatic. And coconut in itself is a superfood. The probiotics are also pretty much like very potent, but when you put both of these together, they multiply. And people, they go and they take all of these yogurt to get their probiotics, but the problem with the yogurt is that it has sugar, and so one offsets the other. And also yogurt only has about 5 to 10 billion probiotics, whereas this here is probably trillions. And the longer, like this here, you only need a small shot glass early in the morning on an empty stomach, and that will give you enough probiotics. And I also take this. It's like medicinal. Like when I get sick or I have indigestion, I take this instead of like cough syrup, and it does the job. It's very good. Okay, so the other thing that I take is I came across this about a month ago, and it is called kefir, but it's a probiotic. It's a probiotic fermented milk. It's organic. There's no sugar. But what I really love about it is that it's effervescent. By the way, I am no way sponsored by any of these companies. I'm doing this on my own. I like this because this here is only $4, and so you get your money's worth because you only need 1 tablespoon and it gives you 5 billion probiotic bacterias. And so here you have the 12 strains, and then here you have also different strains. And on top of that, I also make my own fermented sauerkraut that is unprocessed. So I get full strains of probiotics. Now you might be wondering, like, is this necessary? Well, for me, it is necessary because 3 years ago, I was hospitalized. I got a cut, went on vacation, contracted cellulitis, which is the flesh-eating disease, was hospitalized for almost 2 weeks, was on full spectrum antibiotics. I was on morphine. It was like, oh, it was so bad. It did a disaster. It was disastrous to my immune system. My digestive system was just out of whack. Till this day, it's still out of whack. And I've tried doing enemas. I've tried eating healthy, exercising, you name it. I did my wheatgrass. I did all sorts of things. Those things didn't work. I've tried taking probiotics alone, but all of this in conjunction with one another really does the job. Okay, so in addition to putting the good bacteria into my body, because I did my enemas and I use filtered water and I also boiled the water, let it cool, I think some sort of bacteria got into my gut, because after I did my enema, my stomach was so bloated and I knew that there was something wrong. I knew that a bacteria got inside. So like enemas here, you might think, oh, you feel so good, but you know, doctors don't recommend it. And I wonder, like, why doctors don't recommend it, since, like, you know, our ancestors have been doing it for hundreds of years. And this here really is the best way to go about it. Full spectrum probiotics, the natural way. And then in addition to that, I also do a herbal medicinal vermifuge to expel intestinal worms. And so basically this program is, you take these pills, okay, you take these 2 pills that are made out of wormwood, black walnut husk, and all of these herbal things here. I find it good because this doesn't taste bad. This also doesn't taste bad too, but it tastes like it's gonna do the trick because it's nasty. But on top of that, what I do is, this here is the mother of all nastiness, okay? This here is oil of oregano, and it is, I find it like to be an antifungal thing, that if you ever get a cold or the flu, take a drop of this. It tastes like jet fuel. It's like, oh, it's like so strong and ugh. But I take like about I take like the whole spoonful, like the top of that. So anyways, yeah, so anyways, these are to get rid of the bad bacteria. This here is to put in the good bacteria to fight off all of the intestinal worms and all the parasites. And it really works because my stomach used to be so bloated for many years, and I've tried doing stomach crunches, I've tried doing psyllium fiber, I've tried doing like green juicing, eating a lot of green vegetables. And then I started doing this, and my stomach here, like, I have like a 6-pack, not that I'm going to show you, but it's good. Okay, so first thing in the morning and on an empty stomach, do this here, and it's great. And the other thing is that I used to love junk food. Like, I love hamburgers, cheeseburgers, submarines, and all sorts of junk food. And then I would get like hunger pains. But the funny thing is that when you take all of this on an empty stomach, okay, in the morning, this here could be breakfast because you're not going to feel hungry. You're going to be like, it's amazing. It's because like you get hunger pains because of the bad bacterias that are telling your body that you're hungry. So anyhow, so I encourage you to try this. Thank you.